ready for the next battle.
Hello everyone and good day. Dan Manson 7. That's right, Dan the Man with a Plan is here to stay. Welcome to another installation of the My Intro 2 series, and if you don't know what that is, then welcome to the channel. I'm glad to have you here. This series, or mini-series, is going to cover most of the fighting games I played and how I've been introduced to them. Today's topic is going to be Tekken. Now, to start things off, I'm extremely late to the Tekken series. My first full Tekken game is the one that you're seeing play in the background right now, Tekken 7. However, I did play an older game which was a collaboration among two series. That game was Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Street Fighter Cross Tekken is probably the first fighting game I played and the first one I bought. I did mention that in my intro to Dragon Ball FighterZ video. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. Although the game Street Fighter Cross Tekken has to deal with bringing the Tekken series into a Street Fighter based combat system, I'd be talking about the two series separately. But for now, this is my Tekken intro. So, back in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, one of my main characters that I loved the most, since back then being edgy was super cool to me, was Jin Kazama. He was amazing, he was edgy, he was cool. I mean, who doesn't like edgy cool people, am I right? But I used him a majority of the time I played the game, when I played with Tekken characters. I dabbled in a few other characters as well, such as Ogre, Haorong, Raven, and Kazuya. These characters would be my main template for who I liked in the Tekken side of the series. The main team I used on the Tekken side was Jin and Kazuya. Not knowing who was good and who was bad in the series, I had a feeling that they were at odds with each other, considering their appearance, and they looked very similar. It took a while for me to improve in the game, but once I got a hand on some aspects, I hit my peak, and decided that going online would be a good idea. Only to get completely demolished every time I went online. Ending up taking a small break from the game, hoping to come back to it one day, but eventually forgetting about the game and moving on with my life. Until one day, I went over to a friend's house and they invited another one of their friends who brought a bunch of their fighting games, like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and Tekken. We played Mortal Kombat a lot, but then we eventually switched over to Tekken and played that for the rest of the night. Though I wasn't great at the game, I was able to get a general grasp for how the game works through the three characters that I played. The order I played them were Lucky Chloe, Claudio, until I decided a new change of pace would be nice, and then I went to Leo and got the hang of him pretty quickly. Now, of course, I lost a lot considering my friend owned the game, but I still had a lot of fun. After that night, I ended up completely forgetting about Tekken until a certain announcement that would make me remember Tekken and decide to get the game for myself. The day I got Tekken 7, it was on sale, and the reason I even thought about getting it was because of that announcement I mentioned a few seconds ago. Noctis Lucius Kylum was announced as a DLC character, and I was a huge fan of Final Fantasy 15, and it was also my first Final Fantasy game, don't hate me. After getting the game, I realized that Noctis wasn't just announced, he was already released in the game by the time I got it. However, I didn't go straight to fighting. I went to story mode and played through the story of Tekken 7, being completely lost, not knowing what's going on, or why Akuma from Street Fighter was involved in all of it. And after barely making it through the story, I went to training mode and started practicing a little bit. I did not start with Noctis, however. I figured that in order to find out how to play Tekken, I should play a Tekken character and not a guest star. So I took to some familiar faces such as Claudio and Leo, and of course Jin. After playing with Jin for a little bit, I ended up switching over to Claudio, and then I ended up settling on Leo as my final character that I would learn and eventually main for a little bit. After going through a bunch of treasure battles in the game and becoming more familiar with the character, I was on a 31 streak at the time, I would eventually switch over to Noctis and learn a little bit about him, the main reason I wanted to play the game. On my first training mode session with him, I had a knack for him. In my confidence, I invited a few of my friends over to play Tekken with me, one of which I didn't know at the time was very good at the game, so I didn't play Noctis starting off with him. I went to test the waters with other characters like Claudio, who lost instantly, or Leo, who put up a little bit of a fight but also lost pretty quickly. But when I went to Noctis, everything changed. I still lost every single game, but I held out a little bit longer than I did before. so I knew I had a lot of training to do. So I practiced for a bit, learned a bit more, but I still wasn't where I am today, nor did I learn proper punish, counters, or anything about how to actually play the game. I only practiced combos. Fast forward to the final season of DLC Pass 3. A brand new announcement for Tekken was revealed live on the stage of EVO. I was happy for everyone that played Tekken, and although I wasn't too excited myself, I was happy to see that they were still getting support for their game. However, when the screen faded to black after revealing Safina, and it showed a man hitting a wooden dummy and flowing with each of his movements, only to zoom out and reveal two fighters jumping him at once, him stopping them both effortlessly, and then a third fighter appears and he takes him down. I was already interested in this character, but once it was revealed that the character was partially blind, I knew in that moment that I had to get back into Tekken and play a blind character, because let's be honest, blind characters are really awesome. That character was Leroy Smith. And then I started playing Tekken a little bit more, and when Leroy came out, I would learn how to play him quite a bit. In the end, I would go up against one of my friends who was pretty decent, not amazing at the time, he is amazing now, but still a lot better than me, and I went up against him with, of course, my smaller characters, and then my man, Leroy. And for the first time, I beat him using Leroy and his broken, amazing moves. Over time, once Lydia was announced, I ended up flocking to her and played her a lot, as well as enjoying her gameplay a lot. And after all that, I still couldn't beat my one friend, so he decided to help me learn how to play the game when I finally swallowed my pride and asked him to teach me how to play. After teaching me, I grew a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean like I reached levels that I could actually start to beat my friend with Noctis, my true main. It was a long time of practice. It took me months to get to his level, but I did it and I beat him. Even still, he's still a lot better than me and has learned a lot more than I have over the years. He still has a great advantage over me and beats me a lot, but those few victories with Noctis meant so much to me and gave me the courage to push forward and learn the game more. That's why I've also looked to other characters. I found interest in other characters such as Bob, Steve, and Gonryu. While my journey in Tekken was a long one, it's still not over, and I still have a bunch of learning to do, considering how low in the ranks I am still. But I don't give up. I didn't give up then and I won't now. Yeah, I waited for stronger characters to come out, but after they came out, I started enjoying the game more, and then I ended up learning the characters that weren't the strongest. And I still have a lot of fun and I have a lot to learn before Tekken 8 comes out. And when it does, I hope to be a lot better than I am now. That's why I'm starting a journey with this channel to improve and become hopefully yellow rank by the time Tekken 8 comes out, or maybe I get lucky and I make it up to red. Only time can tell. I want to thank you all for watching another one of my videos. It means a lot to me and I hope you stay tuned for more. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of these videos and of the My Intro 2 series. And if you like my content, then please subscribe. Only a few days left until the grand opening celebration is over, and I hope you all will become a part of the channel. With that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful day, have a fantastic week, and remember, may your heart be your guiding key.